The way the rabbis understand the Yosef story, when his brothers decided that he deserved to die, it was not just a half-thought-out plan, half-baked. They had actually considered it. They were thinking about it. And after the things that they thought that he was doing wrong, and how they thought he was going to try to take over their positions, it seemed worthwhile for them to do that, at least in their minds. So when Reuven steps in and tells them, don't kill him, let's instead throw him into this pit. What was happening there? Wasn't he basically killing Yosef himself? After all, the Talmud tells us that such a pit that's filled with snakes and scorpions, if you see somebody fall into such a thing, you can basically assume they're dead. It was as good as killing him by putting him into that pit, wasn't it? So amongst the many answers to this question, Rabbi Akiva Tatz, who writes a lot about free will, explains that Reuven's decision basically allowed for Yosef's fate to be decided by Hashem. By throwing him into the pit, Reuven was basically washing his hands of the whole situation, recognizing that if indeed Yosef deserved to die, at least it wouldn't be on my hands. It wouldn't be with my hands. It wouldn't be on my conscience. I can sleep at night. Because if Yosef dies by us putting him into this pit, it's because Hashem wanted him to die. Hashem decides these things ultimately anyway. Even when a court decides that somebody should die, it's really Hashem deciding. But this takes that middleman out. It says it's all up to Hashem. That's one of the themes of the Hanukkah story as well, the upcoming holiday of Hanukkah. Because as we know, there was a great war. The Greeks had a tremendous army, great power. And we had nobody. We had a bunch of weak little Kohanim, a group of maybe 13 sons, brothers, who tried to take up arms against this entire army, pretty much suicide mission. They said, we have to do what we have to do, and Hashem will decide if we should die. And Hashem will decide if we should be successful or if we should die. It's all up to Hashem. In our lives, one of the things that gives us joy and happiness is the realization, the recognition that as much as we have free will, and as much as we can decide things on our own, as much as we can, the very fact of the matter remains that Hashem makes the ultimate decision, and He knows what's best, and He always gives us what's best for us. Have a Shabbat Shalom.